we've got these 5 sounds. So the long O, ah, ah. This is different from ah, which is this one. This is aw. It sounds almost like an A with a W, aw, ah, okay? This is ah. This is a short sound, and then the longer U sound, which is oo, okay? All right, let's get started here. So let's go through our list of examples with these sounds. So for the long O, we've got joke, focus, explode, no, boat, no, and go. So we have 2 no's here, right? Those are both pronounced the same exact way. One of them is like no, and this one is like to know, right? Oh, I know that, or I know where he lives, or I know, okay? Good. So another thing we can notice here, you guys, is the different spellings. So the long O often is in a word with the silent E at the end. Remember the rule that we learned that the silent E at the end makes the vowel a longer sound, okay? So if you were, let's just use this word joke, okay? If there were a word that was like this, it's not a word in English, but just for the purpose of practicing here, if this is joke, with O, okay, the long sound, this would be jock, okay, because that's the short sound. That's the spelling of that. Let's see, so the same thing here with came. If there's a word like cam, there is a word cam in English. Came, right, so that's the long A sound, A, and this would be ah, like apple, okay? Let me think of other ones. So if, again, right, this isn't a word here, writ, this is, you can kind of play with English here and kind of, even if you're just inventing words for the purpose of practicing, don't worry, okay? So if this is right with I, this sound here, right, this would be writ. This I. So the rule is that when there's when there's a short, when there's a silent E, that vowel before it is going to be the long sound. So joke, came, right. I'm doing this with my hands so you can see the length of the vowel sound, okay? Okay, well that's just an example for us here. So just keep in mind some of these rules that we're practicing. The next one we've got is aw. So we've got pause, fault, bought, caught, call, loss, strong, broad, law, and dawn. Okay, that's a long list. This one, you guys, also has a lot of different spellings here. So you've got AU, right? You've got OUGH. You have AUGH. You have A, which can be confusing for this list here. O, OA, AW. Okay, so kind of keeping in mind that, when it comes to like English pronunciation, there are rules and there are ways to predict how a word is pronounced if it's a word that you have never used before. But generally, I believe it's really the most important thing is to just kind of have as much exposure as possible to these words and really just get comfortable knowing how they are pronounced, right? Another one that just came to my mind here, cough. This one is often mispronounced, like cough, O-U-G-H. So, okay, and if you think about that, if you think about that, the way that we would write this, let's just write this in using the IPA. So if I have the word cough, okay, and I'm going to write it using the IPA, it's going to be K, that's the K sound, K, ah, okay, and then an F sound, F, cough. That's the pronunciation of this word. Let's see, lost, the same thing here. Bought, that's the pronunciation. There's all these extra crazy letters in there, but the pronunciation is really only 3 sounds, okay? What gets confusing with these O-U-G-H sounds is that there are different, there are a bunch of different ones. So you've got like, and this gets really confusing for people. So there's though, there's thought, though, through, and all of these look very similar. Thorough, right? So you've got thought, the past tense of think. You have though, you have through, and then you have thorough. Thorough. Thought, though, through, and thorough. I know. English is crazy.